Okay, let's start. Good morning, afternoon, evening. Good time zone. I forgot to close my browser 1 moment. I don't need the browser lags right now. There we go. What was I saying? Good morning, afternoon, evening. Good time zone. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I'm alive. We're so back. We have a lot to go over today. Not just about the trip, but a lot of other things, honestly. But Jemmy, thank you for the gifted tier 2. Anther, congratulations for that. You didn't have to do that, Jemmy. Let's see, I have a text file up with all the stuff I need to go over because there's a lot and I'm gonna forget. Jamie, cease. Save your money for yourself. Thank you for the 1,500 bits, Jesus. What do you mean, what was that? Stop spoiling the coca, spoil yourself. So in terms of updates for this week, we have no clue what's happening. Guys! You're for the community sub. I don't know who got dragged in. Skull meat? Sure. Updates for this week. Today we are going to be finishing up Sin Editor, so for the hard mode scene. Then we're probably going to be jumping into Persona 3 Reload. And I'm probably going to be talking about the trip while we're doing Persona because we are currently stuck in Tartarus, and that's usually our just talking thing with Tartarus in the background. We got new CPU and MOBO. Gotta get it set up though. Won't work for a while though. Is it like not compatible with your... Yeah, need DDR5, it's not compatible. It's just sitting there pretty. Well, at least you have it. The DDR5 is gonna be expensive though. In terms of the rest of the week, let's see here. Thursday and Friday, I have no clue what's happening. This week's weird. We'll figure out as we go. I'm gonna hopefully have the DDR5 the next couple of weeks plus a new power supply unit. Are you basically like replacing all the parts in the PC, or are you transferring something from your old setup? Are you like buying new stuff in general? Yeah, congrats on the soon-to-be new setup though. Keep the case, yeah, and SSD, fair enough. Let's see, where's my notepad? In terms of other updates, going from 10th gen Intel to Ryzen 7. Oh, you're flipping companies. Fair enough. I've used both Intel and Ryzen before. They have their own issues, but Ryzen be good. My current laptop is Intel all my past PCs were on Ryzen. An MSI Tomahawk. I don't know that specific one. Hopefully it's good. I need to pull up like their parts survey or something to know the specific type. Gotta get a second SSD, 2 TB for Windows, etc. I don't know if it's just me. 2 TB seems like a ton of space. Like, why do you need 2 TB for? I get it if you have like a shit ton of games that you have installed. That makes sense. But once done, you have 6 TB. Jesus. You like having space? That is fair. I've never gotten to the point that I needed 1 TB is the thing. Then again, I'm always in the red in terms of space. Maybe I need to. Maybe I need to. Space is good to have, especially when it comes to games being 200 GB now. Call of Duty. Yeah, the more popular like AAA games or like the big multiplayer games, they're all huge these days. Price for SSD and RAM nowadays, in this economy, in this market, they're expensive as shit. Black Ops 3, it's like 100 GB if you don't remove stuff as wild. It's an old game and yet it's not optimized from the sounds of it. Because certain older games, they're just not optimized in terms of space. Then you have the newer games which are just huge in general. Because there's always a way to compress the file. I've seen a ton of companies like over time compress their files. It's possible. They just don't. Okay, before I forget to mention these few things before we jump into NIKKE. Model got an update. We're currently on 1.03 for Kyoku's MCM. Supposedly the performance is better. It's supposed to be optimized. It's running better, I will say that. There's less lag. I'm also 2K now. I'm not 1K, I'm 2K. We have more pixels. So it's a good sign that I'm not lagging yet. So we are higher quality on the screen. If I zoom in, I'm not gonna be as pixelated. The performance should be better. And random note, all of the purple toggles in the points redeem are now automated. I don't have to press anything. You don't have to wait for the toggle to activate. It does it on its own. I finally set that up through VTube Studio. So I might not notice if something happens. Yeah, I'm just talking now. I don't have to do anything. The ones that are darker cyan, I do have to do, because if those are automated, certain things can break. Everything else though, go wild. Feel free to go wild. Gonna have 6 TB total space to be safe, but basically gonna be able to stream, play games you can't normally play, etc. And do Wi-Fi tomorrow. 29 since it's 28 for you right now. Fair enough. Coca, Seb, hello. In case you missed it, all the toggles are now automated. How's the concert? We'll be going into that once we get into the Persona section. I have like a giant ass block in my text file to remind me to talk about it. But TLDR, concert was hype. Concert was really good. Let's see, outside of the toggles being automated, the stream elements command should be updated. I have it in the title just to remind everyone and like let everyone know that those exist. There is now a lurk command because so many people were trying to do that and it does nothing. We have a lurk command now. Supposedly I have a head pat command. I was testing it at the start of stream and it seems to be a bit broken. If anyone wants to test it now, go ahead. Glad I have a great time. It was a good time, thanks. Hey, it does work. Yeah, the head pat command gives you a head pat. I was trying to make it so you can head pat other people, but that was the thing that was broken. I'll fix that eventually. I might have to make 2 separate commands for it to work. You needed that? Yeah, I think if I name it like the same thing and make one without any arguments and another with arguments, I can probably just set that up as 2 separate things instead of trying to combine it. I'll do that after stream. That way you can head pat other people in chat. Okay, so we have the commands, we have the toggles. I finally have a rules section in my about page. So I realized we don't have any rules here. We should probably add some rules. Now there's a giant ass paragraph. There's like, I think 3 paragraphs of rules. That way I can just point to it. Hello? Hello, assigned. Welcome to the chat. To pat another person need to use that or something? I can honestly set it up right now. One moment. We're gonna do a quick coding adventure that you guys can't see. As Opera loads up, why is that so loud? God damn it. I'm gonna quickly whip up command and we'll test it live. I'm a CS person, I should be able to do this. Add new command. Hold on, 0. And then pat. It should be $1. That should be it. Maybe not $1. Curly braces. Actually, is that why the other command was broken? I'm gonna try something else, actually. Over here. Are these supposed to be curly braces because it's a command argument? Okay, if we do pat, is the alias not working? Add pat. I think I broke it again. They sent someone breathable greetings. Greetings, Red. I'm currently doing a coding adventure in Stream Elements. Okay, the head pad thing should be back up. I guess I'll just need to make a separate one. Because one of the aliases when adding bang, but what do I even say is the question. I'm in my stream elements right now. If you want something added, say it currently, I guess. I can add it right now. Okay, so if we have those two activated, the hell happens. I don't know if I may. I don't know if Stream Elements is gonna let me do that. I can try. Okay, let me see here. Is head pat working? Okay, that is working. What if I try to head pat you? There we go. You can now head pat other people. You just do the pat and put the name next to the pat. You should be able to just do head pat, pat, or head. Don't ask why head is one of the options. I'll put in a bang command just for you, Red. We're already here, we might as well. Little Easter egg peek. Now you can give head to another person. So that command would look like... I think that... user... change the pat a bit. Let's see if that works. So if did I spell that right? So out if I do that. There we go. No, nope. No, never mind. That just says you gave yourself pat pat. Wait, that's not right. It'd be 0? Now that's how it says the command gave it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I need to look at the... I need to look at what is considered the user in this list. Add the bang command, I'm working on it. I got distracted with the head pat. If Stream Elements lets this slide, you're not gonna be surprised. I need to figure out how to do one to another because the banging also requires that. Jemmy, you dragged another person into the last game. Thank you. Stop spoiling me. For some reason, the user doesn't work if you use the one command in... So one overrides the user for some reason. That's wonderful. Okay. For now, the bang command isn't gonna say who banged who. I need to figure out how to do that. We'll fix that next time. But... there's gonna be a funny message. That thing should be live now. So, have fun with that, I guess. I need to remind myself to fix those commands later. Twitch was saying you can get another badge. I got the 10 gift subs badge. Congrats on that. Better late than never. Anyways, it's 4:30 a.m. Go to eat. Go to eat, Demi. Rest. Okay, before you leave though, let me just test this using you. Okay, it does work. I'm gonna change that so it says who violated who, but for now we're gonna go with that. Meant to take Grandad to the hospital to see Grandad later, so should probably finish your film, which has 40 minutes left out of 3 hours, 55 minutes. You're almost done with it, almost as relative, but yeah, do that and EP. You don't have to put the ats. Technically, you can put anything on the second part. You don't even have to do like the full name, you just have to put in what you would normally call the person. So if you do like capitalized name, I believe it also works. Yep. You can put whatever you want, you don't need the full handle. Very careful. It only takes the first argument. I can add it so it also adds in the second argument if you put that in. That works. Okay, now we're just banging everyone. We're violating everyone. Yeah, we're keeping that command. I will fix it so it does like full names and has your own name in it. I'll fix that later. I mean, who wouldn't bang Leon? Exactly. Okay, note to self, fix stream elements, commands. There you go. So before we get even more distracted, we have things to get to. At least we need to finish the hard mode scene here, then we can continue yapping in Persona. We need to get through this first. Just gonna open a few things in my inventory, then we have the crystals to gacha with. I also have a ton of friendship holes, I think. So for the commander to also play this game, update for y'all. we're getting a new event, I believe tomorrow, for... Hello, Emma. We're getting a new event tomorrow for Maid Velvet, technically base Velvet. And I will be pulling for her, because the moment I saw Velvet in the Coins and Rush event, she was wife material. Why are we violating Lapani? Jimmy? Why are we violating Lapani? Cease. Oh god, it's a copy pasta, isn't it? Didn't have to water me, but I'll water. Prage Tetra, no. You got new glasses which look good? That's nice. You got new frames. Hopefully they don't hurt your ears or your nose or give you a headache. I know some glasses do that to people because of the pressure. So do you give me a peek of them? Alrighty. Lesion. Her ears a little worn with the headset. Well, that makes sense since it presses it into your head. I don't know, my throat's dying slightly today. Scent? Okay, let's open the Tetra mold for the Tetra Pragers. We lost Tetra. Open this. Oh, yeah, you got the frames you were looking at before. They look good. Yeah, those look nice. That's a very fancy case. Hello, Annis. Let's see, let me break these people. This is just a random comment, but the background music kind of reminds me of either the old farming simulators in like a cave level or something. If not that, some type of old pixel-based game. I don't know why, but the music sounds nostalgic almost. We'll save that for now. Okay, we got 4 temples in the friendship, so we might as well do that. Rage. These are friendship pulls that we don't expect much, if at all. That's a lot of purple. We got a mix of them. Still nothing. 3 other. And last one. There's the fake out. Okay, what we got? 2. And a friendship. We'll take that. God damn. Hello, Tetra. Hello, Mustang. Yula. What's the other one? Followed by another Tetra. Followed by another Tetra. Okay. Hey, Mustang was slacking for like the last few NIKKE streams. He's bringing it back. And first we get 2 Tetras. I'll take it. We're both Core 3 now. Okay, let's move on to the last scene in the event. That way we can switch to Persona, and I can talk about my trip. But first we need to get through this cutscene, because it does expire once we hit the maintenance clock. So we want to do this. Random note, the hard mode scene levels look like... It almost looks like needy... what's it called? Needy streamer... I don't remember the full name. That game. It almost looks like that UI. Kango label skin. Oh god. Needy streamer overdose. Yes, that. It kind of reminds me of that. So, the thing is called The Uncomfortable Truth. I don't know how to feel about that. I guess we'll find out what that means. After that incident, with Label's cooperation, I gathered accurate data on the Ark's food supplies and other resources, going all the way back to the Ark's inception. The amount of resources collected by the commanders, including myself, was absurdly low compared to our targets. It's a miracle the Ark has even survived this long. What would happen if this fact became public? A sense of dread flashes through my mind. Wanting to clear up the doubts that have been piling up over the past few days, I go see Ingrid, who is in charge of supplies and logistics. Okay, we did confirm during Label's event that she does change the info that the Ark gets in the media so the public doesn't panic and the government looks good. So technically we've been on a resource peril since the Ark's been a thing. That's great to know. We don't usually reach out first. So what's this about? I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Layla told me about what she's been doing. I see. You're calmer than I expected. Well, this falls within what I anticipated. Once he got involved with Label, this was inevitable. Are you gonna punish her? According to regulations, this can't be overlooked. Someone has to take responsibility. Then I'll... Right, I figured you'd say that. I'll let this one slide. You already know dozens of secrets that could shake the Ark to its core. Knowing one more won't affect its operations. Besides, I'm well aware of the burden that she carries. From what I heard, it doesn't seem like you ordered it. That's right. It was Annick's request. She concluded that releasing all incoming information to the Ark as is would have a severe impact on the citizens' mental state. I say. Is that all? Given how much preparation you've done, I doubt you came here with just one question. That's right. I explained to Ingrid what can reasonably be inferred from the data. I figured that, as a person in charge of the Ark's resources, you couldn't possibly be unaware of this. A sharp observation. The Ark is a vast underground city. From the day it was built, humanity has sourced all manner of resources from the surface, not just electricity and food. However, the success rate of surface operations has remained low. As a result, the resources we obtain are woefully insufficient. We're consuming far more than we're gaining. Precisely. This fact has been true since the Ark was first created. So far, we've somehow managed to maintain the Ark, thanks to the surplus resources brought in during the initial migration. That was over 100 years ago, almost. I think the actual timeline is like 90-something years. It's almost been 100 years. That ain't gonna last. Let me put it this way. Grossly insufficient supplies. Ever-increasing demand over time. If those two factors persist for decades, or even centuries, what do you think will happen? I'm sure you already know the answer. Yes. Everyone has turned a blind eye to this uncomfortable truth. But deep down, they all know. Is that a typo? Double T. The Ark doesn't have much time left. Okay. I like how this event was like introducing Label, showing a bit of her trauma, having a wholesome ending. Then hard mode scene is just a brick. It's like, yeah, humanity has a ticking time bomb. You better kill the queen fast. Wonderful. Humanity's gonna die. Alrighty. Hello, Libby. In terms of are we gonna pull for Label, we'll leave that up to the standard pull. Are we gonna pull Velvet? Yes. Speaking of Velvet, she got a new look. But her bunny girl outfit's gonna be released as the mission pass, so we get both appearances. I don't think it's in the compendium yet, so it's not gonna be on this screen. Okay, let's get out of this game. I'm gonna quickly pull up Naked Twitter just to show you guys, because my god, there's a lot to look at, if you know what I mean. Fighting through all my tabs right now. I'm fighting for my life over here. Okay, we'll minimize that, pull that out, because we don't need the whole entire browser to be captured. At least, I'd rather not show all my tabs. Window. Pull this up, that's too big. Okay. So I'm gonna do this before the personas. They also did some update notes. So next banner is Velvet. Yes, Those are pasties. Yes, those are tassels. Yes to both of those questions. That is her maid outfit. Ignore how there's a booty blasted in the bottom right corner. That's just part of the package. So we are getting wife material for next banner. She is a Tetra, so we're actually hoping for Tetra this time. She has an interesting shooting pose. She's just sitting there. Damn. She got the thighs. She got the thigh game. She also got the booba game. Very interesting, very interesting animation. Kind of hard to ignore. Yeah. Anyways. Very interesting animation. Tetra line, she is a part of Made for You because Mustang put her there. And her weapon is called Femme Fatale. In terms of the update notes, the dev notes that they occasionally put out, TLDR main story update's gonna happen. Then side story, main story, side story, main story. The usual pattern. Our next main story update is February, so the next 2 chapters, most likely. Aside from that, they're already cooking the emotional brick for 4th anniversary, is what this says. They're already working on that. For fellow commander, Solo Raid Museum is going to be updated with Tyson, Modernia, and Stormbringer, some more things to get beaten up by and pitifully die to. A Solo Raid Museum is hard. Chat mode replayable, for the people who care about that. EX Raid. It's a new type of raid that they're adding in for the commanders that are way too overpowered at this point. Then the surface content that I mentioned before, with the batteries and the bases, and what looks like a Clash of Clans thing. It says they're gonna postpone it and put those resources into other places. So that's like their way of saying, yeah, this is a bad idea. We're gonna not do that for now. Is it still gonna exist? Probably. Is it gonna look super different by the time they re-release it? Probably. The surface content got axed for now. Still thought it was gonna be just an apron. They can't do that for rating reasons. They're not rated M somehow. Aren't they rated teen on the App Store? More trauma, woo? Exactly. Change of plan, all-nighter time? What? Wait, why? What happened? They're out the boundary. Another update for fellow commanders. We got 4 more favorite items. Moran, Zoe, Senti, and Privity. Senti and Privity are actually still used in a lot of cases. Moran and Senti specifically are used in PvP. Zoe needs a power upgrade. Privity is old and could use the upgrade. So 3 of the 4 are good. We'll see what they do with Sway. Then here is just more optimizations. So overall dev notes are good. They say good things for the future. More Moran, praise be. This update is very Tetra focused for some reason. We're getting a Tetra event. We're getting a favorite item for Tetra. We're praising the Tetra. In the mood to watch a 4-hour, 22-minute film? You're watching another one? You're finishing the current one and you're watching another one. And you need to wake up afterwards. Or I guess you don't need to wake up if you're just gonna stay up, huh? Valentetra Day Parade. This is technically our Valentine's Day event. Valentine's Day has always been like a cafe maid focused event. We're just getting velvet for our Valentines. And I'm taking that. She can be my Valentine. Listen to the current one. Turns out I didn't have too much left. Let's hear Return of the King. My Valentine's will be spent crying? No. Get a hug. Technically, Valentine's Day for me is gonna be at a con. But hopefully it won't be spent crying for you. Who knows? We might tick off the things that you wanted us to do at the con on that day. Hopefully they'll make it a better day. I will not forget. I will remind Dima of the things that you wanted us to do at the con. I have it written down. I'm not gonna forget. Okay. The event is called Fatal Maid. Despite becoming a member of Maid for You, Velvet still finds it difficult to fit in at the Maid Cafe. But then a dark force emerges, setting its sights on the Maid Cafe. To protect it, Coco launches a secret operation. What does that mean? I have no clue. Yes, the commander is blushing. Even he can't resist her charms. Which is funny because he was like the Chad Mander during her event, so we'll see what their dynamic's gonna be like. Yeah, slightly closer up view here. It's just me, or does the ketchup look a little sus? Congrats to the NIKKE promo. I don't know about that one. Got some new backgrounds for people to enjoy. Then we got the bunny outfit. They're not gonna scrap this. They made this outfit for a reason. So we're not gonna say goodbye to that outfit. That thing's coming back. And yes, I'm gonna get it. To be fair, if you have your PC rebuilt by then, probably spend it romancing Invisible and Dispatch. Might do a full replay of Stray Gods or roleplaying musical as well. If this is an outfit, the apron is very much valid. Okay, this thing covers more than a naked apron, to be fair. Does it cover a ton? No, but it covers more than an apron. Jiggle physics. She's the definition of jiggle physics. It's an apocalypse game, I swear, as we stare at whatever this is. I swear it's supposed to be a depression game. The assets are there to distract you. The last thing we have to look at is her kit. Yes, you get full on ass during her shooting animation, because of course you do. Her full burst, though, I will be getting it as a lobby background. I am determined to maximum break her eventually. Because it's gonna show up on screen in a moment, and you'll see why I say that. Like, look at that. Look at that. That as a background? Like, tell me you wouldn't want that as a background. Even the ear pick is crazy. Anyways, ignoring how her sniper turns into an SMG in her in her burst. Why does it? I don't know. The funny part about her burst, if you read her kit, she's firing love bullets, whatever that means. I'll take it. It reminds me of those games where you shoot, like, the love beam at people. Technically, it's a hentai game at that point. Anyways. You'd fold easily? Same. I think everyone would fold. The moment Velvet was released during the Coins and Rush event, like her design, everyone said they were gonna pull for her. Everyone would fold. Anyways, in terms of kit, she has a burst 2 wind sniper / SMG during burst, and the first comment is holy overboob. This is my wife, by the way. I love her snatch. Okay, everyone's gooning. So we got sticky fingers, we got bullets of love, and we got perfect execution. The funny part about her bunny outfit, it was a direct Persona reference. The whole line was literally a phantom theme that'll steal your heart. She is a direct Persona 5 reference with that skin. Velvet might make me download the game if you have your PC built in time. Surprised? So skill 1, sticky finger, is basically what she does. Ignoring the giant-ass paragraph, simplifying it, she takes the enemy's bullets. She snatches your bullets and shoves 6,000 rounds down her sniper rifle. I don't know how they all fit. She is rapid firing it like an SMG. We'll make it fit somehow, I guess. And that activates during burst stage 2, so once we're going into burst. Then during burst, she basically rapid fires those bullets with higher attack damage. So that's our skill 1. Skill 2, what it does, when using the bullets, she raises the attack and charge damage of your teammates. So she's good for teams with snipers and rocket launchers. And after landing 50 normal attacks during full burst, which is very easy because she expends 100 every shot, so this activates twice every shot during full burst. Uses more ammo, her own attack goes up, and she deals somewhat nuke damage as additional damage. It's not like a nuke, it's just extra damage. Snatches your balls, I mean bullets. More or less, she does snatch your balls, honestly. Then her burst skill, she's a 20 seconds, so she can be the main burst too. Effect self changes into an SMG, goes burr. That's what that means, basically. She goes burr. So overall, opinion, like based on her kit, she's a solid burst too. She's gonna be a solid burst too. She raises the attack of herself and the team. There's no additional conditions either, so she's just good all around for any team. Mainly for snipers and rocket launcher teams, though. Maybe even the Pierce team, honestly. Less Pierce focus, though. An interesting place for her is PvP, because she snatches the enemy's bullets. I don't know how that's going to interact with PvP settings, but that's the consensus for Velvet. We'll see what the community rates her as. I rate her as a waifu out of 10. We will be pulling for her. I don't care if she's god or if she's ass, because my god, she has all the ass. I believe that's all for the current updates, ignoring the Doros that they have here. So we hit 1 hour. Perfect. We're gonna be moving into Persona now. Insert joke about rapper firing during burst. Not only does she snatch your balls, she makes you rapid fire. It's perfect. She makes you burst in succession. And I'm being watered. Okay, let's close this tab. Window capture, move to purse. No one saw that. Shit. God damn it. GG's. That was my main window island. It should be fine. It wasn't one of my other 5. I have 5 window islands. That one was fine. One of them directly doxes me. So thank God I didn't pull that one up. One of them goes to Discord reactive. That one's fine. One of them is a store page. One of them is a Google Calendar. I pulled up the correct one. At least. Honestly, the icons in the tabs, they don't tell you shit besides one of them. If you know, you know. Other than that, it's just a bunch of Google Drives, Gmail, Twitter, Twitch. Like, that island was fine. It's just one tab that's a bit sus. If you know, you know. The other islands, I would have persona'd myself, is all I'm gonna say. Russian roulette? Yeah, it's Russian roulette with my tabs. I survived, though. Barely. Okay, close that and not look at it ever again. Let's bring up Persona. Good thing I noticed it. Usually I don't have the OBS window on my screen when I'm doing that. Good thing I noticed. Window capture, switch that to Persona and adjust that size. Slightly bigger. Then switch the category. Yeah, I'll get to look at the cautions in the meantime. Okay, that should be Persona 3 Rudo category now. Alright. I need to put my notes somewhere where I can see it while I'm playing this, because I need to talk about the things I wrote there. There we go. Okay, I'll go into details about the trip that I had once we are in the Tartarus groove. I don't exactly remember what we were doing in Tartarus. I think we hit the top of Tartarus for the missing people. And I think we're just doing level grinding now. Page, fail fusion into Matador for Salvador. I don't need to see a skeleton right now with a hat. We are gonna go back to beat Salvador eventually, but I don't need to see Salvador's cousin currently. We don't need that. Pretty sure we're just level grinding. I don't know if we need anything here. Probably not. We do need Medurama. Look up you. Thunderbird still looks sus. Leave Thunderbird alone. They didn't choose to look like that. They didn't choose to be the metallic electric shock flying dildo, okay? They're just existing. The lobby is also lagging. Get me out of here. We go here. I mean, look at the top part of the head. No, we're not looking at how phallic shaped it is, okay? More like a butt plug with wings. Wait. A butt plug with... You know, at least it has a flared base. Yeah, it won't get stuck. You can even use its feet as like a grip, technically. It has a perfect hand grip. I mean, if you're into electric shock... That reminds me, I still need to get a shock collar because of something I agreed to do like an idiot. Oh boy. It's a big boy. Hello. Shit, that's a dead end. That's one way to start. Did I just lag? What was that? The electric shock is to leave the person trembling 100% of times. The game's having ish. It's slightly stuttery. I am using a higher resolution, like, model base. This whole stream is a test. We'll see if this lasts. Gave you distress, we confused you. What's next? Credit twice. This guy is not having a good day. Okay, while the battle is running, yeah, the model is lagging. That's to be expected. Arms. Must be horrible to lose those arms. I mean, I don't think they'd be handy. On the image of Thunderbird hitting the down on something. Doesn't Thunderbird, like, either shock the enemy or dive into the enemy? Wonder where they're diving into exactly. I'll take this. Okay, in terms of the model lag, let me try something. I think I know how to quick fix this. Let me try something. I'm gonna disappear for a second. There is a very fast method I can do here. And this go in here. How fast it's relative. Because the thing that's making a lag is the fact that we are 2K now. If we reduce the size to 1K, which should be fine, everything else is optimized, so that's the only thing that we can manually optimize ourselves. Why does this thing have 30 texture files? Jesus. We are embodying the scuff. One, two, three. Four. 5. I need to go through 29 of these. 6. 7. For those of y'all who are confused on what I'm doing right now, customizable models and models in general for 2D VTubers, the L2Ds. The layers are split into different PNG files most of the times. And that's how the pieces are split that are rigged. And those PNGs have certain resolutions if you want to be 1K, 2K, or 4K. 2K pixel-wise is 2048 by 2048. 1K is 1024 by 1024. What I'm doing is converting the first size to the second size manually. So I'm downgrading it on purpose so we are not lagging. I don't think there's a fast way to do this with the method I'm doing it, so we're just going through all 28 of them, one by one. Currently on 12. 13. The worst thing I can do is miss one and leave one of the PNGs as 2048 while everything else is 1024. That's the worst thing I can do. Double check on 12. 13. 14. Because if my laptop can't handle having a 2K with Persona, then I'd rather fix it now than later. Otherwise, we're going to be lagging for the next 2 hours. 16. 17. 18. 19. Random note about this model. Since it is customizable, there are a lot of toggles that I don't use in terms of appearance and just random animal and monster assets. There is a toggle to have tentacles. Does it fit my character know? Would chat want me to have a tentacle toggle? I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm just putting it out there as an option because it exists. Why did Kyoki put in an octopus tentacle toggle? I don't know. It's apparently a demand. There's a demand for it, I guess. Also, while I'm doing this, I can't really see chat, so I'll catch up on chat in a bit. We're on 26. That's the Windows noise. That probably blasted everyone's ears off. 27. So they get Windows. I'm still on Windows 10. I refuse to go on 11. I will never upgrade if possible. Until they fix the broken ass scripts. Then maybe. Okay, all those should be resized. Reload that. Why did I see moving lasagna? I have hidden furry options, technically. A lot of Eldritch type designs. Okay, reload this. Assuming I didn't break anything. It is possible, but assuming this should work. So then back in, we have to do fixed white outlines because we changed the size of all the PNGs. Set the model back to what it currently was at. That's the wrong jacket. Camera tracking should still be the same, and we are back. Am I still lagging? I don't think so. Hey, we fixed it. For now. Until VTube Studio decides to eat all my GPU. Okay, we're slightly lower resolution. That was to be expected. Maybe the final boss of Persona 3 is actually VTuber Studio. That's what it feels like for every game. I got Heiko for a long time no see. I know it's been ages. It's good to see y'all. We are back. Hopefully the game doesn't stutter anymore. If you can't tell, I manually like downgrade the size of my models before. Like, I did it to the ink one, I did it to the Sleeka one, I did it to the Pixel one. Like, I downgrade myself on the regular. I'm used to doing that. Because if I'm being honest, when I'm in the corner of the screen like this, sure, it can look a little blurry with like the finer details, but I don't need to be 2K. I really don't. 1K is enough. 2K is for like the collar and the smaller details. 4K is overkill. 2K is like if you're taking a picture, then maybe. Because I am not often zooming into the screen to the point where you see my individual hair particles. You don't see those pixels on the regular. Come on. There you go. There's no need to see the walls in 2K. A lot of details are unnecessary when you are streaming. Unless you are super zoomed into your model, like often, then maybe 2K and 4K makes sense. For things like just chatting streamers and even ASMR streamers. But when you're like me and you're in the corner and you're just chilling, it is so unnecessary. I don't care if I'm slightly pixelated in a few places, if that means the stream and my games are running better. Disturbing the peace. I just realized I attacked the wrong person. Oh well. You love disturbing the peas and burning your bread. That sounds kind of wrong when you put it like that. It kind of does sound like disturbing the peas, doesn't it? Where the hand is waiting for its turn. It's just chilling. The artists behind the music might suck at cooking. I just realized I got rid of my text file that I need to look at. Ways to get hit and left. It just wanted to be tickled a little. Okay. Up floor. Anyways, the trip, right? The thing I was gone for. I'm just gonna go through it day by day as I am wandering through Tartarus, as we usually do. Oh, 7, I tripped. Yeah, I tripped and fell on my face. I was unconscious for 4 days. Now I'm back. In terms of the first day was a lot of planeage, honestly. Went to the airport, waited a few hours, got on the plane, waited another few hours. Got off the plane, waited another hour because of transport. Checked into the hotel we were staying at. Then we didn't even unpack, we just left, wandered around, ended up on the infamous Hollywood streets with all like the actors and the stars and the handprint area. If you know the street, then you know. It's very fancy, to the point that it's a bit gaudy. Like, you can tell the moment you step in that area, it's a tourist zone. Everything is a tourist trap. I did not mean to hit you. Oh well. I took a picture with DiCaprio. I don't think DiCaprio specifically, but we did go to the wax museum on the second day. Took a lot of pictures of those things. Probably fall in every tourist trap. I wouldn't blame people if they do. So the thing with the tourist street, not only is every single store targeting people to buy stuff, there's like a super mall right next to it as well. And the whole entire street, ow. The whole entire street is lined with vendor stands. From one side of the street to the very end of the other. And that street is long. They don't have a ton of vendors at like early mornings, but the moment you hit 12 p.m., the whole street is filled with vendors who are constantly yelling at people to buy their stuff. Like, I got a mini experience of that during Anime Expo because the stands are honestly similar to the ones in the main LA area. But the Hollywood area, the whole entire street was filled with that. They take up half of the street too. So there isn't much walking space on top of it already being a touristy area. So it's already packed. The other thing with that street, there are a lot of IRL streamers. So the vlogger type streamers. Some of them are fine, most of them are really annoying. Because you got like the flesh tubers, right? And they're usually fine. Then you got the vlogger streamers. Who are more so the people you see in the TikToks, the people you see asking random people on the street questions. No regards of personal space or privacy. No social awareness. The first day we were walking on that street, one of those streamers came up to us and asked if we wanted a hug. Like, no introduction, nothing. Just, do you want a hug? When we said no, we didn't even say no, we just stared at them weird and we like shook our head. Then the next thing they offer is, do you want to make out? What in their mind thinks that's a good progression? That's creepy, exactly. How did we get from a hug, getting denied a hug, then thinking that the correct progression is you want to make out? That's even more creepy, exactly. And it's like they're a streamer. I couldn't tell if they were talking about making out with them, if they wanted me to make out with my brother, which is kind of weird. We're not gonna do Sweet Home Alabama. I don't know. And those type of people are everywhere in that area. Like, I think we ran into that type of streamer once every day. And it's honestly a bit annoying. Like, most vloggers are probably fine. Those specific people were not. So ignoring those people, we ate a burger. Burger was really good. There was a burger chain on that street that make really good burgers. I think they're like family owned, or at least started as a family business. But yeah, 10 out of 10 recommend. There's only one burger joint on that street, I think, so if you search up the street, you'll find it eventually. These kind of people are going to be beaten up eventually. Hopefully. They deserve to be. Like, some vloggers are fine. Like, they mind their own business. They talk to themselves in chat, but they don't bother strangers. The ones who do, I think there's something wrong with their head. Just a slight bit. I don't know what it is, but the amount of times people mistook my brother as a potential partner is very funny. Like, I get we look Asian and you can't tell who's related to who, but that does not mean I'm banging my brother. It's also the case of, like, some of my friends look somewhat Asian and they mistake them for being related to me instead. It's very funny when that happens. But I think most people assume, instead of being like brother and sister, that it's a partner relationship. It's kind of weird when people do that, though. The burger joint place, those people just said friend. They refer to him as friend, which that's fine. At least they're being normal. People is desperate for content these days. People are desperate. To the point of asking people if they want to make out with them. Who are complete strangers, that makes sense. It also happened to you once. The worst part is you're 19 and your sister is 15. We were horrified. Oh god. Yeah, that's not a fun experience. You don't approach strangers like that. If you do, at least introduce yourself and be somewhat respectful or courteous. Like, ask if they want to be on stream or something. If you're a streamer, it's like, have common sense. I don't know, people don't have that these days. Yeah, we ate our burger. Burger was good. After the burger, we went to a place called the Medieval Torture Museum. Which, from the topic we were talking about, is a bit whiplashy. We went to a torture museum. Just don't be a jerk, exactly. Said torture museum basically has like a visual showcase of all the popular torture devices over the ages. Mainly British torture devices and French torture devices. Because of course. It was actually really cool, if I'm being honest. Because both me and my brother, we like historic torture stuff without it sounding weird. We like learning about it. A lot of the torture devices that we saw, we actually knew about already, but they also have a panel next to all of them talking about the history and how they were used. So learning that was fun. They had the typical types. I took a picture of all of them so I could look through them, just so I don't forget it. Like mentioning one of them. We did see Judas Cradle there. We saw the bowl oven. I forgot what it was actually called. It's like the cow that you cook people in. We saw the galas, we saw the guillotine. Every form of seat imaginable. The electric chair is the one that's most common though, but there were a ton more seats that people tortured other people in. Love museums, especially the nature ones. Those are nice. I would normally go to those. Honestly, I could also be convinced to go to an art museum, but those are very boring to my brother, so we didn't go to that. Museums are boring, stuff is just cartoon propaganda. That's the one way to put it. If it's like a biology type museum, a historic type museum, then I'll be interested. Like scientific type museums, I like those. Art museums are a bit boring, not gonna lie, unless the art is unique. One thing I can think of is like artificial realistic food art. We saw one of those there and that was cool. Do things like the cradle count as a seat? Technically? you can sit on it, so technically it's not a comfortable seat. Speaking of seats, there was a seat where it was like the electric chair and the Iron Maiden had a child. That existed. There was also a torture device. If you know the dipping birds, the ones where you put liquid and it like dips into a cup over time, there was a torture device that emulated that with a human. So that was interesting. Technically, you can sit on everything. Not everything. Not everything is sittable. You need somewhere to sit on, even if it's uncomfortable. One thing they had was the wooden phallus. They had two of them on display. The torture method is the obvious one, you just shove it in. That was interesting to see. And that was paired with, I think, the chastity ring is what it was called. Which is like a spiked barbed ring that you put on the dick. Not comfortable at all. Then there was the chastity pair, which is even worse. It's not really chastity, you just rip a new one with that one. Ouch. The chastity pair, how it works, it's like, it's pear-shaped, but the ends are clawed, and it opens up. Now I think you know where this is going. You shove the pair in and you open it up. You rip a new one. That was uncomfortable to look at, I will say. Screaming. Yeah, don't imagine it. I probably didn't help with that, but don't imagine it. I need to pull up the images to remember the rest. Let me do that real quick. Ow. As we're bopping to the Velvet Room. Okay, I think it starts here, yes. They had every form of restraint, so things where you tie your hands and neck to. Like all forms of that. Get counter-strikes. They had a tether thing where you attach your wrist to and it hangs you by the wrist instead of your neck, so that's great. One method I learned about there was... I can't see the label on the sign, it's a bit blurry, but the torture device, if I remember the description correctly, was used on housewives by the husbands if they were pissed at them, supposedly for cheating or some other reason, where they take the ends of your mouth and they stretch it out in opposite directions until your smile gets bigger and rips into your face. So that's a method we learned about. Also, I forgot to mention this. We're talking about Torture Museum. Obvious trigger warnings in terms of gore and stuff. If you're not into that. It's impressive the imagination that the human being has when it comes to hurting other people. Oh, their imagination's great in the wrong way. Like, the people who figured this out, I don't know how to feel about them, but there's a ton of torture methods. Yeah, we learned about that. We learned about every type of cage that you can starve people into. The bowl oven, for some reason, had a very large ball sack attached to it. That was a very unneeded detail. It was stacked up. And me, being a degenerate, took a picture of myself holding the ball sack. We're not talking about that. We're moving on. We learned about the fancy necktie method, where you cut the person's tongue off and you shove it into their thrusty, as Damon calls it. So you just got your tongue sticking out of your throat, more or less. Then you got all the other torture methods that involve your tongue. The typical whipping and lashing was mentioned. I think everyone knows about that one, though. You got the head chastity cage, where you screw bolts into your head slowly and painfully, and clamp down on certain parts until you can't breathe or see. Yeah, here we call that one the Colombian tie? I think that's what it's called. I just don't remember the specific names. Should I question why you know that? It's not knowledge that most people know. Why do you know that? Every method of beheading someone was there. I didn't know there were that many methods, honestly. Is that the one where you cut the bottom of the mouth and pull the tongue through? It's a form of that, yes. The example statue that they have of it was very lovely to look at. It looked like he was in agonizing pain. Can't imagine why. And there was one where you split open the body from the throat to the stomach and you just open it up. For some reason. There was a stake where you impale someone into it. Pretty simple. Some things are better without knowing how to... Okay, I won't question it. Then there was another one where you skin a person alive, you hang up their skinned body, you behead them, hang up their head separately, and hang up the skinned outside as well, and display that to the public. That was one we learned about. You got the giant hot pot where you cook someone in. What else was there? Every type of restraint that looks like BDSM torture devices. The Flute of Shame was just funny in terms of the name. There's also the Blood Angel. I don't know if they talked to you about it. Blood Angel. Let me search it up. If I recognize what it looks like, maybe. I suck at remembering the names of these things. Blood Angel. Yeah, we did see that one. I think it was under a different name, but we did see that. A good percentage of torture devices were probably repurposed as BDSM device. Probably. Blood Eagle it was. Oh, you're good. Shows up either way. Yeah, we did see that. They had a very intricate display for that one. You can even rotate it to see all of its sides. We learned that the original guillotine used to be a giant wooden hammer that you smashed the head with. They did have an example hammer, it was very heavy. Blood Angel sounds way cooler though, it does. Because the person looks like they have wings if you just rotate them a bit. Very bloody wings, but wings regardless. You mentioned the gallows. We learned about all the different types of barrels people can shove other people into, and the bugs and snakes and everything else that they put them in with. Yeah, I just passed by the picture that I took of the Blood Eagle. Then you have the flat bed of spikes that people lie on. You just add another board on top of it so you're compressed into the spikes. The water wheel of death, where you get tied onto what looks like the steering wheel of a ship. It's just all your limbs are broken in every which way when you're tied to it. I took a picture specifically of the knee crusher because I found it very funny for some reason. I don't know why I did. The only thing the sign said was a kind of vice that was used to crush joints in medieval prisons. And it looks like teeth, like wooden teeth. You got all the fancy names of all the other torture devices, and you just got knee crusher. Not burning the witch on the stake, of course. What I'm curious about is why they made it was the bronze bowl. A bowl oven? I honestly don't know. Because it feels over the top compared to everything. It is. It really is. You're basically making a human oven in the shape of a bowl because why not? There's no reason for the shape, they just chose it. That didn't last long. There's the water dipper. Another version of a clamp where you're stuck to a table. Another version of a barrel. Oh yeah, that was a thing. They had a giant ass rack of chastity belts. Like the ones where you stick your dick into. They had a whole rack of those. Half the wall was just chastity belts, and it was very funny to look at. I didn't know there were that many types, honestly. And he's a 30, there you go. There was 3 types of Judas' Cradle that they had on display. One of them had spikes where your thighs would go, so that's lovely. Let's see what else is in here. There's one where you rake out someone's back very painfully and over time. Death by fork, I guess. People have done death by spoon, that one's death by fork. Who considers healing both HP and SP as a godsend? It really is. She's a wife for a reason. Then you got typical gouging someone's eyeballs out. Beheading their head and impaling into a stick, the usual that you see in the media. One weird one I saw, which is very Kira, is cutting people's hands off and putting them on like the display placards on a wall. I didn't know the hand fetish was a torture method, but good to know. Now, one video from decades ago where the guy hit someone with a spoon. Remember there was a method where you used a rat in a bucket? Yes, so we did see the rat in the bucket, where the rat eats your chest out to escape the bucket because the bucket is heated. And the rat wants nothing to do with the bucket. So it'll eat through your chest to get out. We did see that. We saw like a treasure chest with a stuffed human inside. Very nice treasure. The non-overkill version of the Iron Bowl where you just cook someone over fire. Of course, that thing is weak to getting pierced. Yeah, it's weak to getting impaled. This thing's on a Judas Cradle. Of course it is. There's a story of a native over here that got his hands cut off battling against the Spanish, and then he just shoved knives into the stumps and kept fighting. Huh. I mean, on one hand, very painful. On the other hand, he got knife hands now. Just remember that story with the hand stuff. That guy was cool. That does sound cool, it's just very painful. Though having knives for hands doesn't seem that convenient outside of battle. Another water wheel. We got our Fergie, so we can kill the next golden hand that we see. He died shortly afterwards, but it was a lot of aura. Yeah, that guy was aura farming. Well, there goes Agus. My hands went so hard he can't get up. One moment, let me revive someone before we do that. We're here to level train. We can't have someone die on us while we're doing that. Wait, that was the torture museum. Probably mentioning like a few of the smaller displays, but those were the bigger ones. Basically, we went back to the hotel after that, so that was our first day. Was just a bunch of walking through the touristy streets, eating burger, proceeding to look at torture devices. Because why not? I don't want to know how the Mitama's cast recarm. I mean, it looks, it just spins. It doesn't do much else, it just spins. It's on you if you think it's going somewhere else. It's very butt plug shaped though, I will say. It looked way too happy. What's wrong with being happy in a game that's about depression? Yeah, the second day, the hotel that we stayed at gave us free breakfast. That was good. They had the veggie omelets, they had meat patties, biscuits, gravy, potatoes, cereal, everything under the sun that is considered breakfast, pancakes, muffins, bagels, etc. Crazy biscuit. The biscuits were good. Wait, free breakfast every day? Very nice. I'm not gonna dock which hotel I was at, but not many hotels do free breakfast. So if you search for it, you'll find it eventually. 10 out of 10 would recommend. The rooms were also super big. A lot of breathing room. Why did you fill me with rage? Very sweet biscuit on your velvet poles? Here's the thing. We're gonna get Tetra either way. I don't need to be debated with a biscuit in my Tetra poles. I guess, are you okay? The rage is working in my favor, I guess. You see what I did there? For the second day, we got the breakfast, and right after that, we went to the wax museum. There was a ton of wax statues there. That's also where I learned that I look good in a fedora, because they had props for the people to take pictures with. Means how it looks like she would serve you biscuits. I don't know about that. I think she would serve something else on the plate. Maybe some 2 big melons. Attack damage will increase until you leave Tartarus. Or wind boost. Sure. In terms of the wax museum, I think they spent an hour just to get through the whole thing while taking pictures. One section that we missed, unfortunately, in terms of the pictures, was the horror section. Because we went through it, the horror section was kind of hidden to the side and it looks like a restricted area, so we don't go in it. But after we were done, they asked us to review the statues to get some of the pictures for free that they took for us. So we did that, and they guided us through the horror section just to ask us our opinion, so at least we got to see it. We didn't get to take pictures of it though, so we missed that chance. There's some footage online about it though, so technically could look at it anytime. Some of the wax statues weren't accurate in the slightest, I will say. A lot of them were good though. One of the rooms, you walk into it, there's just a circle, like a half circle of wax statues staring into your soul. It's very uncanny. And as someone who doesn't like mannequins or puppets, it was a bit creepy, honestly. If I could, I would have punched one or two of them in the face, but you're not supposed to touch them. Not only that, one of the statues were giving the look. And I didn't like that either. If you owned a wax museum during the later hours, you just have some of them do slight movements just for the bit. I would hate that. Like, I walked into that room, the first thing I said to Coco Bro was, I swear if one of these twitches, I'm out of here. The funniest display was the guy from the Playboy magazines, like the main dude. They had him displayed on a bed where you can lie down next to him, and the prop was bunny ears. I think that was one of the funniest ones. Weeping Angel style? I don't need them moving when I turn around. I only hear the wax things creaking. No thank you. Hamashita bed? It was! The appearance was exactly like that. It was a pink, like, fancy, gaudy hotel type of bed. Let's look at something. What the hell? Anyways, the wax museum was paired with like a package deal, so there were 3 other things that we got into basically for free for the price. Right next to the wax museum was a 5D show. So you go in, you have seats that vibrate and move. You have to put on the 5D glasses, and you have a gun. They give you a gun. And there are 2 different choices. One was like a horror circus themed one, the other one was more fun carnival themed. We did the horror one, obviously. And you basically shoot through a bunch of clown zombies while being on a roller coaster. It was nice. It was a bit trippy with the 5D, but it was nice. I don't know if we got the high score. Probably not. Then the thing we did after that was a maze of mirrors. I did not run into a wall. I was surprisingly good at seeing where the mirrors were. I was lost in there for a bit, though. It took a bit for me to find the exit. And the thing next to that was a haunted horror house, more or less. Where the theme is you're in a laboratory about to take a tour of a place that's developing a drug that can make you immortal. Except the drug has a shit ton of side effects, like everything under the sun. And something goes wrong in the lab, they turn into zombies, and you have to find your way out, is the theme. I did not appreciate the fact that there were 3 animatronics specifically that reached out of the walls when you were turning the corner and touched you. I did not enjoy that. Everything else was fine. I don't like it when things touch me randomly. They wanted a hug, they did. What they get is a punch in the face. It's always zombies? It is. Not gonna deny that. But we did that package deal. That was like an hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours, if we're counting the walk in between. That was early morning. Then we went back to the hotel to get dripped out because the concert was right after that. So we had, I think, 3 hours in between. We went back, got our merch, got our light sticks. Because Kokoro had the t-shirt and the jacket, I had the t-shirt and the hat. We both had our light sticks, we had to pick those up. Speaking of the pickup was horrible. Sega, your games are great. Your merchandising is fine. Your customer service is ass. Absolute ass. We went to the place for pickup to get our merch. Note, the pop-up store was already set up. It was open. They had the merch in the back ready. We went to pick it up. They told us to come back later because the paper bag they need to stuff was not ready. I don't know why they couldn't just provide the paper bag. If we showed them what merch to put in, they could just check it off at that point. But they turned us away. An hour later, they send us an email. It's like, now it's ready to pick up. And they send all those emails at once. So there's a giant ass crowd now. Instead of people just coming by casually, there's a giant ass line. When we came to that room, initially there was no one. So we had to wait in line for an hour to get the stuff. We could have gone earlier, but at least we got it. It was not organized in the slightest. We walked to the mall area. They were holding the concert like an hour and a half early. There was an acai smoothie place right next to it, so we got that in the meantime. Those were good. And we just stood around next to the entrance for the next hour and a half. And honestly, I don't regret doing that because there were a ton of people in cosplay, so I got to watch all those people as I passed by. Half of them, I would say, were cosplaying Akechi and Joker as a pair. It was very cute. It was very funny. The second most popular cosplay besides the main characters, so Joker, Makoto, technically Akechi is like a side main character at this point with how many people cosplay him, was surprisingly Futaba. Then we saw like 2 horrors. I think I saw like 4 Yukaris. A ton of Igus. Some Junpeis. Saw a Chia from 4. I saw a cross-dressing Yuna Akami. So if you played 4, the main character cross-dresses at one point. I saw someone cosplay as that cross-dress. There was one person cosplaying as the cross-dress of Joker. So Persona 5 has like a side manga where Joker cosplays and cross-dresses in a police uniform. Someone was cosplaying as that. There was a Fuka. It was really nice. I think there was 2 Sumis from 5. There was a Shido from 5. And they were in character. They just stared menacingly at everything. They weren't smiling at all. Let's see, who else was there? I think there was one Mitsuru. one Takemi from 5. And I think everyone else who was like either 1 or 2 in terms of cosplaying, everyone has their favorites and it showed. It was nice seeing the people that normally aren't cosplayed there. I think there are 2 Ryujis. So I saw all those cosplayers. Oh, a ton of Velvet Room attendants. Forgot to mention them. Which was my favorite? Like out of the cosplayers? Okay, before the favorite, I forgot to mention it. There were 3 specific cosplays that were very funny. One was Arsene, so the main persona of Joker in 5. Someone was cosplayed as Arsene, but the cosplay was made out of paper, like construction paper. So it's very flimsy. But it worked. The wings were like very poorly cut out construction paper. But they were rocking wooden high heels, so respect on that. Then there were 2 people in a pair cosplaying the Golden Hand that we're fighting right now. They were full on like gold suit, gold shoes, gold gloves with a blue mask. There was a pair of people cosplaying as that. And the funny part, they were in the very front row when the concert happened. They have the money. In terms of favorite cosplay, yeah, think about that. The most well put together cosplay that I saw, honestly, was one of the Futaba cosplays. Because in 5, all the characters have different outfits that you can cycle through. There's one specific one for Futaba that's like casual, where she has, I think it's one of the dancing game outfits. The second one, it's a dancing, I forgot the name of it. It's the second dancing game for 5. They had all of the details. They didn't miss anything with that outfit. It was a 1-to-1 accurate outfit. So probably that one. Okay, once the doors open, we got in, we got on our seats. The concert itself was very hype. It was very good. They first started with the Persona 5 music. They had Lin out, the main singer, and they had the main guitarist that they usually bring to their concerts. They went through every single like popular 5 song. They also brought out stage dancers. So they had 3 stage dancers for the 5 part, where the dancers were cosplayed as Akira and Ryuji. Not only did they dance good, they were in character of who they were cosplaying. So for Anne, they were like all acting all girly, Ryuji was super hyper, and Akira was being a derp. And once they got through the 5 soundtracks, they brought out the Persona 3 singer and the rapper. And the cosplayer dancers switched with another 3 pair that was cosplayed as Makoto, Junpei, and Yukari. The Makoto cosplay dancer was very funny because they were super low energy. They did not want to dance at all. They were just standing their hands in pockets for most of the time. And when they were doing like the waving to the crowd thing, to guide people's light sticks, they barely move their hand in a way. There was one part they tried, and they were breakdancing more or less. Wonder who would win between Ryuji and Junpei. My vote's with Junpei. You're not gonna beat that crit. Like, Ryuji in general might have the harder hitting physical moves, but you're not beating Junpei's crit. Makoto has no energy unless it's Persona 3 dancing, exactly. A random fact, for the people who do play the dancing games, or have played the dancing games, the dances that they did were all from the dancing games. It's a nice little detail that they put in that most people would not notice. Talking about Junpei and crits, yep. Yep. God damn it. Cease. Hey. One thing I didn't expect for them to do in the concert, if you're familiar with Vocaloid and how they project the Vocaloid characters on the screen as they sing, so like holographic projections, they did that during the concert for both Akira during the 5 section and Aegis during the 3 section. So Joker and Aegis were like projections that were dancing with the stage dancers. Specifically 3, that was with the stage dancers. They had this whole choreography with the projection. Then the 5 section, Joker was just breaking it down while the guitarist was playing a solo riff. It was very nice. Double dive, The funny thing about that concert, it was very loud. The whole entire stadium... Stadium? Is that the correct word? Theater. The whole entire theater was vibrating. The volume was consistent throughout the whole place, which is surprising, by the way. That place is huge. Your bones vibrate if you are in that theater. You can feel your eardrums vibrating. But the good thing about that is that if you're recording, and they did allow people to record because there were too many people to manage and they didn't care at that point, they kind of gave up. It was supposed to be no recording, they gave up. If you were recording, the audio is clean. It is so clean because it is vibrating every orifice possible. Your speakers, your microphone are vibrating. It doesn't matter how many people are screaming, your audio will go through. And I recorded the whole entire thing in terms of audio, so I have that now. But yeah, if you search up like Persona Concert or Persona Awakenings on Twitter, a ton of people are posting their little recording snippets if you want to see what happened during the concert. I don't think anyone recorded everything front to back, but just piece them together, you'll get the image, you'll get the full picture eventually. Overall, the concert was about 2 hours, including like intermissions, songs, and like tiny breaks in between for the performers. Overall, 2 hours, I would say. At least my audio recording was like an hour and 50, I think. So we did that. They were selling alcohol at the venue. I think it was blue tequila and red gin for 3 and 5. I did not drink there because I didn't want to be drunk while listening to a concert. So like I want the full experience. I don't need to be half lucid while listening to music. The TLDR concert was a blast. Loved it. Was completely worth the hundreds of dollars used to go there. My feet were sore afterwards because we were standing the whole time, even though there were seats, because everyone was standing and you can't say shit if you don't stand with them. My arm was sore because of the light stick. Did I care? No. So that was the second day. We went back to the hotel after the concert. I crashed for the next 4 hours because I was tired. Woke up at, I think, midnight or like 1 a.m. It was around 7 or 8 when we got back. But in the end, it was all worth it. Exactly. Then the third day that we were there, we went to Six Flags, the Magic Mountain. We ate breakfast early in the morning. We went there, and our goal at Magic Mountain was to go through every single Intensity 4 and 5 roller coaster ride or attraction. We did manage to do that. So the whole entire Magic Mountain is more or less a donut loop. You choose one direction, you keep going, you ride all the rides in order of the path. So what we did is we went on the Revolution, Viper, Full Throttle, Goliath Scream, Batman the Ride, Crusadity, the Riddler, X2, Tatsu, West Coast Racers, and Twisted Colossus. In that order. The Drop of Doom was closed when we were there, like the whole entire day, so we couldn't do that. But we hit every other ride that was 4 or 5 intensity. In terms of the rides themselves, the new Revolution, it was the first ride we went on. That ride starts with a steep drop. We were not ready for that steep drop. Because no, we just ate breakfast. Our bodies were still somewhat asleep. Then that drop hit. Oh god. Got hit by a wall. Steep drop. Steep. Steep drop. I need to enunciate my P's more steep. The point is, we were not physically ready for that drop in any shape or form. It was like getting hit in the wall, like hit in the face with a wall and being forced to wake up because adrenaline and G-forces, vertical G-forces specifically. So that's an experience. The Viper was okay. It was just okay. Full Throttle is my favorite ride, honestly. It's one of the rocket boosted rides, so instead of ramping up slowly, it just sends you. Like, you just get sent immediately. I like those. The Goliath... I'm pretty sure the Goliath was one of the ones that gave me like a mini concussion because the head guards are right next to your head, but there's just enough space, so if you get rattled around, your head just gets bonked every which way. You just get concussed. The Scream was one of the most boring rides, funny enough. It's a bit ironic because of the name, but no one was screaming on that ride. It was dead silent. Batman the Ride was another one where we got a mini concussion. Crazanity was the arm attraction, so you get on this giant arm that spins around and goes up a bit over 45 degrees. It's almost 90. It's like somewhere between 70 to 80 degrees. The arm was very fun. We got on that one twice. The Riddler... I think the Riddler was the ride where it's a stand-up roller coaster. You're basically strapped in and you're perched on a bike seat. A very uncomfortable bike seat, mind you. So not only is it digging into your crotch, it's also one but that gives you a mini concussion because of the head guards. That one was not fun. X2 is the one where a lot of people claim to faint because of the G-forces. So for context, X2, you're strapped into a seat, but the seat rotates. You will be flipped 90 degrees on that seat to 180 degrees, depending on which direction the coaster is going. If you're not used to being spun around, then yes, you could possibly faint. We were fine though. Technically, one of the two most high-intensity coasters of the park. I was just trying to not get concussed, if I'm being honest. A lot of people like the X2. It was to me. The second highest intensity ride that they had was the Tatsu. So the Tatsu, that one you're strapped in and Lover's card, the social link bonus during fusion increases. Okay. Considering you get dizzy on a card, that sounds like torture. Yeah, I would not recommend it for people who get motion sick easily. It's not for you. Another thing I forgot to mention, the Full Throttle, it goes backwards at some point. If you're not good with backwards motion, don't recommend it, otherwise it's great. The Tatsu, you're strapped into a seat and you're rotated 45 degrees facing downward, so you're looking down the whole ride through. No, there's nothing below you. You're hanging. Your legs are strapped in though, so don't worry about that. But you're facing 45 degrees downward. And you're basically flying through the air throughout the whole Tatsu ride. That one's great. Because it's very secure, it doesn't rattle you around, and you're just strapped in. Like, you're not gonna be flying every which way. You're also not banging your head against anything. That one's good. West Coast Roasters, that one's... Roasters? Racers. West Coast Racers was a bit unique because there was two tracks. You're basically in two carts that are race car themed, and it's another one of those rocket launch ones. So you just zoom the moment it starts. You're racing another coaster kart group on two separate tracks. And once you go through the course once, you're on track 2. Then you switch to track 1 and now you're racing another group. So you get to do the ride twice on 2 different tracks. That one's good. And then Twisted Colossus is a bunch of up and down G-forces. So you got loops, you got bumps, you got all that. So if you like feeling like you're floating in mid-air, recommend that one. So after all that, we had around 2 hours-ish left. We started at 10:30 and the park closed at 6 on that day. We had around 2 hours left. We took a little break, got a milkshake, processed the milkshake before we got another ride because we didn't need to puke that day. And then we got back on the Crazanity, so the arm attraction, and we did the full throttle again because that was one of our favorites. We didn't have enough time to do the Tatsu again. That was our second favorite because the Tatsu had a giant ass line, and even if we used the express pass that we had, I don't think we would have made it in time. So you went to full throttle? Yes. Yes, we did. I should probably heal you, Kai. Not escape. Actually, I have menu run. I can just do that. But overall, 6 Flags, it was great. If you like thrill rides, if you like being thrown around and maybe getting a concussion, fully recommend it. 2 HP in a dream, she's fine. She's healed. Yeah, that was our day 3. Of course, the moment we got back to our hotel, I fainted again for the next 4 to 5 hours. Then the next morning, packed it up, checked out, flew back. That was basically my trip. It was a great experience overall, though. One thing I want to note, the trip was great. The only thing I didn't like about Hollywood, the air quality sucked ass. Like, compared to where I live, my god, the air quality sucks ass over here. And I think that's mainly because of just air pollution with all the cars and other stuff. Which that's just a thing you gotta deal with. Second thing, complaint-wise, the Uber costs. If you want to get anywhere that's not, I would say, like 30 minutes walking distance at most, kind of recommend an Uber. The issue, it's LA, it's Hollywood area. An Uber for around a decent distance. Depending on what time you book the Uber, averages around $60 to $80 USD. It is ass. And that's one way. It is one way $60 to $80. Bunk. $80 US on an Uber? Yeah. Yeah. It is bad. Because everyone's missing. The air quality Uber, a minor inconvenience is probably food costs. Food in LA in general is on the higher end in terms of America. On top of that, you have taxes. But that wasn't as bad as the Uber, so that can slide. I do like this version of the track. It's good. There you go. We finally beat the hand. What's this? Smugaroo. Guess I'll take it. Never know if we need it. What about public transport? So public transport, here's the thing. Traffic is ass in general. Traffic in LA is ass. Not only that, you have road rage 24/7. Like, if you're walking anywhere, you will hear a car beeping at another car. Gotta hand it to you, going smoothly. Goddamn hour. Which is part of the reason why Uber is expensive. Public transport, there are subway lines and buses. The only issue, it takes about 2 to 3 times the amount of time to get to where you're going. Because Uber, at least if you book it, the estimated time isn't that bad. Ignoring the price. If you do public transportation, that time extends to about ×2 or ×3. So if you have extra time to spare, then that's fine, but if you're wanting to do like a certain amount of things in a day, it's not the best choice. Like, for reference, from where we were staying to get to Six Flags, that drive was around 30 to 40 minutes with an Uber. It would have taken an hour and a half to 2 hours if we did public transportation. I don't think we wanted to wake up an hour or two earlier just so we use public transportation to make it cheaper. Not only that, that route we need to transfer like twice, and there was a lot of walking involved too. Public transportation averages around $1.75 to $3, depending on where you're going. You're just paying for time, mainly. One, you're paying with your wallet. The other one, you're paying with your time. Another thing, Kazbro doesn't really like public transportation. So, for the purpose of saving money, public transportation all the way. The issue is when you're traveling with someone who doesn't like public transportation and doesn't like wasting their time, it's not the best choice. Because all the things he hates the most is wasting his time. Because there's a more efficient way to do things. Oof. Charge. Charge assault dive. That just makes it sound bad. That sounds so bad. Good God. Good father. 4 XP. Level up. You're stingy as it gets, so yeah, prefer waking up 3 hours earlier. Yeah, if money is the main focus, public transportation is the way to go. Just for us, it wasn't the best option. If I was traveling alone, then maybe. Because I tend to be on the stingier side. Kokobro, not so much. God, the Mitama smiling in the background of the victory screen. What do you mean? Their smile's lovely. Speaking of which, who do we need to— ooh, Dakunda, hello. I like Dakunda. We do need that eventually. I get rid of Ice Break, honestly. Who else do we need to level up? Don't need to, but I would like to level it up just to get this. For the funnies. Let's focus on our medic. I didn't check. What levels are we? We're catching up slowly. How are y'all doing? Okay, not horrible. Anyone on this floor? Nope. One thing I forgot to mention about the concert, I just remember this. They did play the ending songs of the original 5 and 3. People were crying in the crowd. Like, actively crying. I get it, it's emotional. I was just jamming though. I was bopping. The thing with the— okay, here's the thing with the 3 singer. Lynn, the singer in 5, her vocals are studio quality. She sounds exactly the same. The rapper for 3 sounds exactly the same. The singer for 3, I don't know what it is. The studio version of the song, so the version that's in game, she is slightly more soul dead when she is trying to sound perfect. Versus her performance in the concert was so powerful and hype. I prefer the version that she did in the concerts than the polished studio version. She sounded better or more energetic. Like she wanted to be there. If it was too... If you were to guess, it was because of the old recording. Here's the thing, original 3, the song I'm specifically talking about is the one where it keeps repeating baby. The original 3, the song, like the singer wasn't bad, they were pretty energetic. Then they got a new singer for the remix, right? The reload version of that song, she sounds drained. Like she took that take 100 times and now she's just tired, doesn't want to be there anymore. The concert version, she wanted to be there. It was very energetic. And Reload isn't that old, I think. At least I think it's not that old yet. Original 3, maybe, but I'm comparing this to the Reload version of the song. It's like 2 years by now. It's not that old. If we're calling 2 years old, something's wrong here. 5 years is old. I will admit that, but 2, like we're nearing old, but we're not there yet. Her voice hasn't changed at all either. She sings the songs exactly the same way. She just wasn't dead-ass tired during the concert, I guess. I didn't say it was old, just that it was almost 2 years. Yeah, I'm just saying, it's not that old. In about 5 days, it'll be 2 years. Oh, really? Huh. Fair enough. Okay, we leveled up once, therefore we have more things to look at. Seiryu and Vasuki and Dakini. You got a tie along. Black Frost, Clotho, Floors, Eligor. Sure, we don't need this one. Not sure we do need the debuff all skills. Revolution, generate 2. Just switch the crit build onto you. Pierce boost. What happened if we mutate this? We're turning an elemental persona into a physical one. Why? Because we can. Praise Matador. We don't need a crit build on Matador. My name is Seiryu. Bestow upon you this power, one belonging to the noblest of the 4 celestial creatures. Yeah, for those who don't know, the celestial dragons are supposed to look like this dude. Not having a Tetra card. Oh, you have armor to drop. We need that. I love how fantastical the description of the speech are, and then it's level 40. Got Dakini. Page Tetra? We don't have Tetra here. Black Frost, Hanuman. Black Frost, Legion. Yeah, that's amalgamation. And our Drainy boy. Sure. Let's send these off. We would need Invigorate to mutate eventually. Kaja, growth. We're just hoping for skill mutation. But you got Tetra card. Yeah, it does have Tetra in it. God damn it. We still got Tetra. We can't escape it. I'm the king. To celebrate our combined strength, I'm gonna rampage all I want. Okay, ma'am. You do that. Gets a strike boost. I don't need counter strike. We got high counter anyways. Strike boost slash strike. Get rid of that. And our third recipe is gone now. Okay, let's organize those skills. I actually made one punch man. Hey, I'm pretty sure they're a woman. I kinda did, didn't I? We only have one. We have one punch. It's strong enough to hit everyone, though. We only need one. Okay, got the autos. Counter. Let's move these over here. The only thing we need is Herculean Strike. What is... Sir, you're supposed to be a Chinese dragon. Why are you saying Kisera Sera? The heck? We got these. I'm trying to touch a card. And put this counter. Now we need armor to drop. Focus on you. We didn't look at this. The noblest of the soothing celestial creatures of Chinese myth. It represents the direction east, the season of spring, and the element of wood. Wood. It dwells in the palace at the bottom of the ocean. Wait a minute. I'm related to this thing. Element of wood. Say it isn't so. Don't tell me it's in the lore that I'm plant-based. God damn it. This is like a very specific strain of Tylong. I'm related to a plant. God damn it. The signs are all there. It's not all Tylong that are wood-based, but I guess that one is. Hindu days of passion and relations. They're Kali's attendants. They eat human flesh and gather at graveyards and crematories each night. Their name means sky dancer. So you're cannibal? It's canon now? No, I reject this reality and substitute my own. save that. You have very striking eyes, good sir. Okay, we have you, which we need Matarunda and Emery to drop Tetracar and probably split that off into something else later. You are our medic. You're just here. Right? Oh, you're the last one we need. Matarunda. We need to combine these two with that. Okay, good, good, good. We have the last one. Crit build. Kehoe. You're just here. You're just here. You're just here. One punch woman. Okay. Things to work with. In terms of our team, it's gonna take a bit to level them up again. Probably level them up one more time and we should be good. The full moon boss should get them up to 37, if not higher. We just need to level up one more time. Hey, well, I was going on my trip. How's y'all doing? How's chat doing? I missed y'all. I missed streaming. I wanted to stream yesterday, but I was dead-ass tired. Like, we got back from the trip, got back home, I immediately crashed for the next, I'd say, 6 or 7 hours. I didn't need to fall asleep on stream. That would have happened if I tried to. Alive? USD2. Okay, it's a good thing you're alive. I'd be concerned if you weren't. When I was gone for only 4 days. I'd be very concerned. Bonk. Another update that slipped my mind. I mentioned this before I left on the trip, so the emote lab thing with the chibi emotes by the Glyco production team. That'll be out on February 2nd if nothing gets delayed. It seems to be progressing fine. So, what day is February 2nd actually? February 2nd's on Monday. I don't remember what release time they meant. It was in their Discord. Ah, someone died. Wonderful. General chats? It's mentioned somewhere in here. Looking forward to this. February 2nd, 4 PM GMT. Where is that? Didn't do much, to be honest, just hanging out with friends. Hanging out with friends is nice, though. It's a good thing to hang out with your friends. Alright, use those. Just heal everyone. My brain is not braining with the conversions. I need to search this up. 4 p.m. GMT. To PST. 8 a.m. PST. 8 a.m. the previous day? Because they're -8, that's +8. My brain's not braining. It's 8 a.m. one of the days. We're either gonna have the emotes Monday if I get it early and set it up before stream, or we're gonna have it definitely on Tuesday. So look forward to that for the 2nd/3rd. We don't need to go for Gaia mode. Not right now. Hasn't already been 3 hours. I just noticed that. I've been yapping for 3 hours. How much of that was NIKKE? 30 minutes or something? Because we were yapping for 30 minutes before NIKKE, and I think we switched to here at the 1 hour mark. So we were yapping for 2 hours and a half so far. Wonderful. My body is still sore everywhere because 6-5 was fun, but my god, does it make everything hurt. Not only are you walking around like constantly, so if you're not used to that, your feet get shredded. Your head gets banged, so you get many concussions from some of the rides, and one of the rides in particular banged up my shoulder. The seat was not tight enough. There was too much air between my shoulder and the shoulder guard. I banged into it pretty hard, and I think it's internally bruised now. It hurts pressing on it, but it looks fine. Let's go for another 3? I don't know about that one, jeez. I don't know about that one. Because to be honest, I'm still trying to fix my sleep schedule. My sleep schedule, for what it is worth, it was a schedule before the trip. Like, yes, it was completely backwards to my time zone, but at least I went to sleep and woke up around the same time every day. It got completely wrecked because of the trip, and now I'm trying to get it back to normal. Yeah, I reached those 10 hours so the stream ends on a closed number. I don't think I have it in me to do a 10-hour stream right now. Would I eventually, and have I done it to that length before? Close to, if not yes. Not right now, though. I think I unironically have done almost like 9 hours and something before. During one of the streams with Dima. I've done that before. I forget which one it was. Speaking of Dima, hello. Bomb? No. Did you finish Persona 5ing? Anyway, your name was mentioned? Yes, it was. Welcome. How far did you get in Persona 5? Just finished Hell 1. You finished Kamoshida's Palace. Nice. I'm trying to think. Pedo 1. Who are the other pedos? I guess you could technically count. I have a few people you could count. The what? Don't worry about it, Seb. Yeah, in Persona 3 you have a bunch of depression, in Persona 5 you have some questionable adults. A lot of questionable adults. The teacher that wants to bang a 16-year-old, that's one way to put it. Correction, the teacher that did bang a 16-year-old. Is there another? Technically. Yes. Is there another way to put it? Also, yes. I mean, since you're past that point, I can talk about this, and for the people who don't care about 5 spoilers, you've been warned. Yeah, there's a teacher who bangs a 16-year-old and causes her to try to commit the Sudoku by jumping off a roof. So that's fun. You play the OG P5 to the true ending? Well, all my knowledge base that I'm gonna be talking about is royal dependent, so there are a lot of things I'm omitting from that. There are things you will not notice until later on in the game, in terms of royal. I've played both the OG and royal, but a lot of the things I would talk about in terms of 5 is royal. Why did I go into this for? Your existence is scrambling my brain. We were doing fine just before. Isn't royal non-canon? Correct. Canon is technically OG5 because the sequel goes off of OG5. Royal is a alternate universe. which kind of fits if you know what happens. That'll make sense later on. There are two big boys here. Yes, sir. Thank you. You tend to have the effect. Is that a compliment to you? Hey, you get a head pat. Speaking of which, we have a head pat command if you want to head pat yourself. I need to fix it so you can head pat other people correctly. Actually, I can't head pat you. I need to do it on my phone though, so I don't cut out the audio in game. I can literally give you a head pat now. There you go, Seb gave you a head pat. People are dying again. You can also now violate people. Yeah, that's a thing. You can thank Red for that. Red wanted that specifically. While I was updating the commands. Violate you harder. You wanna be violated? You want to be dead? You don't get to be dead. Bang A. You violated the letter A, how could you? Let's see if I can do it on my phone. Bang. Oi. What do you mean I was violated? Oi. You're not supposed to violate me. How dare you? Also, you don't need to do the full handle, you can just do a nickname. I'm gonna violate you back. It takes literally any name you put into it. I probably shouldn't have told you that. God damn it. Violate you harder. Ah, dear lord. Yeah, that exists now. If there's the hole, there's a goal. Exactly so. My hole is your goal. Am I supposed to feel threatened or excited? Yes, both? Anti-Fire Master. Anti-Arson? Why not both? You know what? Yeah, fair enough. What did he say? Being up to pulp, as they say? Is that what he said? You tired? Get some rest then. Melt into your chair, chill a bit. No? Then do the other option. If you're not gonna rest, just chill in your chair. You can do at least that, right? I'm wondering something to myself. If I should bring in like different voices into my redeems or not, because I have not done that yet. I am capable of doing that. I was contemplating if I should start doing that once I get like a better microphone, but at that point I don't know when I'm gonna do that. Actually, why am I switching to you? Use ice. Different voices? Yeah. It's like different tones or different, mommy voice? Can we get a preview? The thing with mommy voice, I can do it. I just don't do it often. Also, for some reason I can do it better in different languages than English. It's a bit weird. So if you give me like a line in Japanese, let's say, that's filled with sexual tension, I can read that pretty well with a mommy voice. Believe it when you hear it. That's not a line that I... No, I'm not gonna read that, Diva. Cringe. I don't need that existing on the internet and having you clip it like the other thing, okay? I know what you're doing. Good sir, your assault failed successfully. You know, you wasn't thinking about clipping it, but now... No. Safe. Safe. Put your clipping fingers down. I'm tired, you think I think. I was gonna say, put your hands below the desk, but at that point you can do other things. Put your hands in the air. Put you below my desk, hey yo. We'll see if that enhances my performance or not. Seems to enhance Junpei's. Hirama. We're just here for the XP at this point. Level up. Shock noise, the hell's that? Inflicts distress on all foes on the current floor. Okay, I'll never use that. I don't use any of these. Return to the entrance of Tartarus. Raise defense and accuracy evasion. Prevent detection. Fully reveal affinity. I should probably use these more often. I say as I am gonna completely forget those exist again. $2,000, 1,500, 1,200. That on top of the RNG old Spooka has. between the supporters, like the navigators of the different games, there's Fuka, there's Risa, and there's Futaba. I'm trying to think who was the most OP of those three. People would argue Risa with how much her skills activate if anything happens to the main character. Specifically the main character only. Futaba is fine, but she's like a nerfed version of Risa and Fuka. If you want to be able to explore a little easier, you might want to use my shock noise skill. Shock noise is a support skill that distresses enemies on the current floor, though it can be ineffective against certain enemies. It should help make exploration more efficient. It'll inflict distress on all enemies on the floor so they flee when they see you. They already do that. Fuka loves gambling. Yeah, Fuka loves gambling. Risa is just a Unarikami simp. And activates her skill way too much if he needs any form of help. For the purposes of being a navigator, like just navigation, lore-wise, story-wise, I think Fuka is the strongest of the three. For in-battle, probably Risa. They're all lovely, though. They have their own unique charms. Look. Chat is ready to do crack. What are we doing to my chat, Dima? Oh god, we up this music. Dima, what are you trying to do to my chat? Why are you trying to corrupt them? The fact that we can just hit the hand and be fine, I think we're starting to get slightly over-leveled. Give me more XP. 69. Nice. If a hand is that much with XP up, I need 1 or 2 more battles. You're down to go over? Or, no, you're not supposed to give in. You're supposed to resist. Resist the temptations. As long as you pay for it. Not you too! Big W. God damn it, Dima. You know what? I need to make a command that you can bonk people. You got head packs and you got bonks. I need a bonk command. I thought it's been established we fold easier. Bonk you harder? Yeah, I'll bonk you harder in private later. Good girl. I don't know if that's something to praise. You're praising someone for getting... Wait. Huh? You're praising someone for them bonking you. I don't know, something about that just sounds a bit off. Understandable? Yep. Kinda. I don't know why, but praising someone for feeling masochistic desires kind of sounds like a power bottom thing to do. The masochist paradox. Like, on one hand you got a masochist, on another hand you got a praise fetish. Kaka is a masochist? I'm a sadomasochist. Technically yes, but technically no. So are you. Say don't lie. I don't usually show either side on stream often. At least I don't think I do. I think a streamer in general is being a masochist, so I guess more so masochist than sadist, but I'm very much sadistic. After last night, can confirm Kaka is only a mess. Nothing happened last night. I was dead. I was out like a light. Nothing happened. No need to hide it. You basically crashed the moment I woke back up. It's like nothing could have happened. We hit everyone besides the thing we needed to hit. Wonderful. So he's lying? No, I'm not. You're gaslighting. The noof. Can we get an XP? Yes, we can. Thank you, game. 71. Nice. Am I ready to drop? Let's get rid of something. We don't need Meteorum on you. Let the thirsty pine puff. Oh, that reminds me, you weren't here for that part. Wonderful. No one tell him. I'll just screw you, snakes. No freeze. Rebellion? Chat, what is she referring to? Don't worry about it. I need to check something with that persona, actually. Markakaja... Markakaja, we don't need that. Bufadine, Kunda, Rebellion... No clue? Good. Don't need to know. Okay, I think we need one more battle for the Junpei. 57. Yeah, literally one battle. Where's our next victim? I can only assume it's Coco admitting that she's a plant and a bomb again. You realize I'm not gonna tell you it, even if you say that, right? I'm so used to you accusing me of being a plant and a bomb that I'm numb to it at this point. That's fine. Man was stuttery. Okay, please don't miss this time. Thank you. More XP. And we should be good. Am I not eating again? I ate before stream. Blade of Fury. Okay. And we should be good for the entrance. You have to go through the stream later? You don't have to do that. That's 3.5 hours of stream, you don't have to do that. God damn it, Or. You're supposed to hush. For those who is a plant, look for the dragon. I didn't admit I'm a plant. I'm saying someone that I'm technically related to in lore is I guess the god of wood in a way. So specifically a tree. Just because I'm related to them doesn't mean that I am. Related means down the same classification line? No. I reject that part of the family tree. I'm perfect then. Forgot about that. I'm now a plant Kanaga. No! The color fight is not real. Alright, where that the moon grows full. That's a random line. I reject this reality and substitute my own. I cut them off from my family line. They don't exist. It's all your fault, Sarah. Your streamer always expects chat to betray you. That is true. Okay, all that's registered. I think we're the same level still, so there's not much to do in here. I think. Yeah, no. You're so tired you read Outbreak as ovulation? How the hell? You had a double take? I can imagine. Are your eyes blurry? Like, how did you... Anyways, we are caught up in level now. How are our items doing? Because honestly, we're at the 330 mark. We finished our training. We can probably exit Tartarus at this point. We might end it here for now. 92 soul drops, Jesus. We need to get more, Twilight Fragments, I think? Yeah, we only have 33. We need to get more of those. We can do that next time. Let's save it here for now. I should heal before I do that. And let's just switch screens. Okay. Close it in the back. Not even close? Yeah. Ovulation outbreak. Huh. You get a head pat, Dima. Anyways, we're gonna end it there for now. We made some good progress. I finished the NIKKE event. We done a bunch of persona training. Just need to farm some Twilight Fragments and we should be good. Both start with O? There were other words that start with O, Dima. Okay, I will be back on Thursday at the usual time of 8 p.m. PST. What will we be doing? I don't know. Probably one of the playthroughs that we have. We might be back with Salvador, honestly. We need to beat that skeleton boy. Let's start with O and have A in it and U. Yes, but... Thank you for streaming. Thank you for stopping by. You're dragging me into something on Friday. Friday? I haven't done anything on Friday in terms of collabs yet. Okay. As always, hopefully everyone has a good morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. Take care of yourselves. I heard loud noise. Anyways. Appreciate everyone that stopped by, especially the lurkers. See ya. So, again, Thursday, don't know what's happening, but until then, hope you guys bottom and tree confirmed now. Yeah, see you next stream. Bye bye.